What's up, wrestling fans? I'm Joe Cronin. Hear me out on this. I think I've changed my mind about John Gresham. I just want to say something. I've said this before, that for the past 2 years, I really haven't paid attention to Ring of Honor that much, other than some of the friends that I know that are there or that were there. I haven't seen John Gresham too much in the ring. I've heard about how people make fun of his height and things like that. You know, but let me call this out. People revere Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is a great guy. Oh, my God, Rey Mysterio, the amazing Rey Mysterio. You know, Adam Cole is great. Adam Cole this, that, and the other thing. He's got shoulders that look like toothpicks. And people do make fun of Adam Cole now for that. And there's more weird sort of this, like, sarcastic shaming going on, which, by the way, I'm no puss. You know what I mean? I enjoy people talking trash. Bring it on if you can. I don't care. But it is a little bit weird that, you know, some people get attacked and others don't. And I'm not going to go into the it's a race thing. I don't think so. I think for some people, I'm sure it probably could be that, yes. Because everybody has prejudices about things and people and whatever. I'm sure there are people that think prejudice is about me when they look at me. They go, look at that guy. You know, he's, whatever. But, you know, I got to tell you something. John Gresham was really impressive the other night in that match at Ric Flair's final match. And I went back and I watched some more matches with John Gresham. And I was somebody who was completely the opposite of what I'm saying right now. I was telling John Gresham, you know, you idiot, why would you leave? And I do think to an extent that he made a bit of a mistake by, like, blowing up AEW's, you know, instead of just waiting and seeing what could happen maybe, even though he was disrespected. But you know something? How long have we said that wrestling needs people that are more, you know, that are more protective of their characters and of themselves, and that are more serious, and that are more like Shawn Michaels, you know? But one of the things that I'm starting to realize is back in the day, Shawn Michaels was a prick, and Vince McMahon had to deal with it because Shawn Michaels had power, because there was no one else that Vince McMahon could go to. But Vince McMahon being powerful and Shawn Michaels holding power allowed Shawn Michaels to be this unbelievable, crazy wrestler. And in the end, he would do what Vince wanted and move on. Well, I think one of the differences I see in today's wrestlers is everybody else is different. You know, John Gresham is completely against what they did to him the other day and losing the belt the way he did and what happened. But he went out and did the job he was supposed to do, and yes, he complained later and left. But, I mean, I don't blame him after doing the research on who this guy is and his championship run and how basically AEW ignored him. They treated him like he was the lightweight champion of Ring of Honor. They really did. They treated this guy like he was the goddamn light heavyweight champion of Ring of Honor. And while I've heard people say, oh, shut up, you know, this guy's lucky, whatever, and he should be quiet, and he's a midget and all these other things. Bro, let me tell you something. I watched something from Impact Wrestling the other day. And I noticed this in several of his matches. And I want to show it to you. And I know that Impact Wrestling sucks with their copyright and things like that, so I'm a little nervous to show this. But let me see here. Let me see if I can get away with 5 seconds of this. So, Steve Macklin, I think it is, picks up Jonathan Gresham for a double underhook backbreaker, I think it is. I'm not 100%, I don't remember now. But I think it ends up being a double underhook backbreaker here. I want to show this to you. Watch this. He gets the hooks off. Okay, he can't get it. He hits him in the back, and now he double underhook, picks him up. Boom! Look at that backbreaker. It is a fiery backbreaker. Boom! And Gresham sells it. Oh, my God, my back. And then he goes down for the pin. And now this is a little thing, but it's important. He's being covered right now. His back is hurt. 1, 2, and watch the kick out. You see the kick out? And I actually think that Steve, his opponent, makes a bit of not a mistake, but you know, he doesn't quite react the way you'd 100% want to. Like, what I would want to do is, see this kick out? It's not a kick out. This is my point of this. Jonathan Gresham doesn't kick out. He pushes forward with his back like, to try to get out of it, instead of kicking out like in this massive burst of energy. because he can't, because his back hurts him so bad. He actually wants to go that way with his body, and he doesn't kick out. He like bridges out of the cover. And you know, that's one of those things where you could say like, and I'll tell you what, Steve might have won the match there if he had hooked the legs and he had leaned in, or he had pressed him a little bit harder. Because did you see that? Gresham had to use the power of his shoulders, and honestly, the way his back is hurting him, it feels uncomfortable to lay flat on your back because damage was done. So now you know the rest of this match that anytime Gresham is flat-backed, he's in pain. And you can see it there. It was more comfortable for him to contort in this way, and that's what allowed him to get out of this pinning combination. And, you know, Steve was trying to pin him the other way. You know, so it's like Gresham did a great thing here by, instead of kicking out, he just has to, like, push his way out. And that's just a stupid little thing. But the details in wrestling, you know, and sometimes they're over details, right? Like the referees nowadays think that they think that their details are great. Like Aubrey Edwards or Aubrey, whatever, the referee, she's always making these like, it's like enraging to watch her referee a match usually. She seems like a sweetheart. I really like Aubrey as a person. She seems like a sweetheart, I think. But also just comes off weird in some other cases. And as a referee, if she cut the stupid reactions to everything, like, and those aren't minor details that are awesome. See, some fans think it's awesome. Some fans watch Aubrey Edwards and they go, look at how amazing she is at selling it. She's not supposed to. She's the referee. Like, she sells it way too much. She sells it not believable. Do you watch the UFC? Go watch the UFC when a guy gets rocked and fucking reamed. The referee is like, he's like, oh shit, like he's watching, but he's watching because he's a referee. He's not going like, ooh, oh, like he's not doing that because it's not realistic. You want to be realistic. So the people that praise that are ridiculous. So I'm not talking about that because sometimes people think minute details or good details are good, and they're not. They're actually counterproductive. And some referees are counterproductive. So sometimes wrestlers overcompensate these little details too, but this isn't one of those times. This is a good, very realistic moment. I like it. But anyway, my point is that I've come around on John Gresham, that this guy was the world champion of Ring of Honor, and if I was the world champion of Ring of Honor, I would have done the same thing probably, maybe. You know, if maybe not, maybe I would have thought, you know, for my family, I would wait a little bit, you know, and if nothing ever happened after a little bit, maybe I would blow up then. But, you know, I got to give credit to John Gresham for calling it out immediately. You know what I mean? I guess, you know, and maybe they never liked him. I don't know. You know, Tony Khan never liked John Gresham. Why? You know, I didn't like him either. I said, who cares? And I first saw him in the ring, I was like, what is this guy? But every time I watch him now, and that was only because I hadn't watched him a lot, you know, and what a shame, too, because what if AEW had featured him? What if AEW brought him out to kick off an AEW Dynamite and said, John Gresham, the Ring of Honor World Champion, is issuing a challenge to any champion in AEW, or something like that. And then he got to wrestle. Or like Daniel Bryan wrestled John Gresham to open up a Dynamite, and I got to see him wrestle. I would have had a whole different opinion of this guy. But what was my opinion of him? It was that, oh, he's some small, tiny guy that I don't know, and I guess he's the Ring of Honor champion, but I've never heard of him. So he seems like he seems like a weird champion. I don't understand why people like him. You know, and that's my opinion of him. But you could have changed that opinion of mine, by letting him perform a couple of times, and I would have been like, oh wow, this guy is something. Wow, the belt means something over there again. Wow, now the belt means something to me. And then if he loses it to Claudio, fine. But at least you propped up the belt and Gresham a little bit before he lost it. But instead, it was just straight up, oh, go out there and you lose. You know, and yeah, sure, some people know who he is. Maybe 100,000 people really like him or know him, or 50,000 people really like him or know him. But you could have made 300 to 500,000 really like him and know him. So I get it. I get why he's mad. By the way, know him kind of sounded like gnome. I just want to say that. But no, I'm just kidding. Jordan Grace, so he talked about why he left social media recently. I mean, why wouldn't you? For your mental health wise? I mean, this guy must be going through torture online with, hey, midget, or you little loser, and you little scumbag. I even said stuff about him that was like, you're a crybaby and stuff like that. And, I'm sort of taking a lot of that back. You know what I mean? I do think he blew up his thing too early, his spot too early. I think he maybe should have waited it out a little bit more. and gotten some more sympathy, and then he should have said, like, released a statement that was like, I'm not a crybaby, but, you know, I was the world champion. I was treated like trash. I don't know why people do this to me or why they don't like me or why I can't have the opportunity, but I guess it is what it is, and maybe I'm some kind of scumbag or something. And then maybe people would have been like, well, you know, what are they doing to this guy? And he could have stayed in AEW maybe. You know, I don't know. But I'm turning the corner a little bit on him after watching a lot of his matches. This guy has a prowess, a technical prowess that reminds me kind of sort of the Dean Malenko sort of stuff. He kind of reminds me of Dean Malenko and Rey Mysterio kind of mixed with, you know, his own thing. But, like, seriously, maybe give this guy another look because there's something up here with the way he performs. I'm serious. And maybe I'll be wrong still, and I'll go back to, you know, maybe he'll do something that will make him proved wrong. I know he looks tiny in the ring, but so doesn't, you know what I mean, Rey Mysterio and so many others. Taka Michinoku, Rey Mysterio, the list goes on. But I watched him in the ring, and I believe him. I believe him in the ring. That's all that matters. Dude, I believe this guy. He looks like a goddamn, you know, against some other people, he looks like a he's not real. But to be honest, like his ability in the ring, I believe him more than other people. I believe him more than some much bigger people. So, you know, I don't do this often that I make a video and say, you know what, I think I was wrong a lot about this person. I think I was wrong a lot about John Gresham. I think the only thing wrong about him is that he might have gone overboard too quickly with being upset, but also why can't you blame him? What do you guys think about this? Leave in the comments down below. If you can, leave a super thanks down below. And now he's left social media because of what, you know, people do on social media. You know, Jordan Grace, his wife or girlfriend, I don't know which one it is, she said stupid things on Twitter, but haven't we all? I mean, like, I've said some dumb things. So, you know, she said something, you know, whatever, Benoit, and, I don't know. I'm not going to call anybody else out for things. I mean, you could isolate something I've said a million times over and be like, wow, what's wrong with him? You know, so I think, you know, they seem like nice enough people, and it's too bad that she's getting all the backlash now because he left social media or whatever. But, you know, listen, that's social media. Don't go on Twitter if, you know, that's what's on there. Mostly scumbags. And a lot of younger people who act crazy, and older people get triggered. You know, people telling you, oh, go kill yourself, you loser. And then those people make a post like, look at the death threats I get. Yeah, they're by a 12-year-old. You know, you're an adult. You're like 30-something. 12-year-olds are death threatening you. Like, you're letting these people get in your head. All right, guys, keep watching my channel. There's more to come. Watch these other videos popping up now. And I will see you guys tonight for the AEW review.